$28 million, which is a record amount of investment, not a cost, but an investment in cycling. Everything from segregated bike lane to connectivity of paths to bridges that we're building right now for Donald Somerset into Strathcona Park. These are all geared towards encouraging the safe use of a bicycle to get to work, to go to school, to do errands, so fewer people are hopping into their car. And I think in the evolution of priorities, Mr. McGuire and I have a completely different point of view. I think it's pedestrians, cyclists, transit, and then the car. He has exactly the opposite priorities, and I think our priorities are the progressive ones that invest in cycling and see it not only as good for the environment, good for your health, it's great for tourism as well, and that's an important aspect of our economy here in Ottawa. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. You asked a specific question, what bike lane do I want to see? Pardon me, I lost it. There we go, sorry. What bike lane do I want to see? I want to see the bike lane on Gloucester Avenue. Gloucester, pardon me. I want to see it off Laurier and put on Gloucester. It will be infinitely safer for people to cycle on. It'll also be infinitely safer and less inconvenience for seniors, disabled, paratransport users. And since I have a couple more seconds, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Watson, were you unaware that the O train is light rail? Were you unaware of that? You keep going back to heavy diesel, and I don't know where that comes from. The O train is light rail. I'm talking about expanding light rail across Ottawa to take thousands of cars off the road. And the plan's going to be revealed Monday. I understand that this is offensive to you, but look, I can't help it. It's a light rail solution that can be done efficiently, conveniently, quickly, at a fraction of the cost of a multi-billion-dollar expansion of Phase 2 LRT. Everything about this is sensible. It's environmentally active. It's going to be responsive to the needs of the community. It's a good thing.
Mr. Syed?
I think the question was, which are the corridors that will be added to the cycling plan for the City of Ottawa. So I don't know if you had a chance to look at the OCP 2013, which has been on the website of the City of Ottawa. They have a comprehensive plan for the future. But if there are any shortcomings which are required, specific to any portion of the city that needs a biking lane or biking path, that can come as a separate question, and we can look into it in the future as the year goes. Thank you.
Okay, no further comments or rebuttals. We will proceed with our next question, please.
So I'm also an avid cyclist. In fact, I depend on cycling and public transit to get everywhere. So imagine my dismay during the Folk Festival when I was standing there with my bike ready to get on the number 87, which I checked on the site. Yes, it takes bikes and it does so right to the end of October. And 87 arrives, no bike rack. So I'm like, where's your bike rack? Oh, well, we start taking them off in September. So I was upset. And I go and quickly park my bike, and then I come back and get it later. It has a flat tire due to the haste with which I parked it or something, I don't know. So then the next day, I go to take my bike to get repaired. I take it on transit, because that's the only way I can get there. So I'm waiting for number 12, which I've also checked on the OC Transpo website. It has bike racks until the end of October. And the 12 arrives, it doesn't have a bike rack. I don't even bother to ask why. I just wait for the next 12. The next 12 also doesn't have a bike rack. So I know this is a bit of a pet peeve, but seriously, I was all excited about this complete streets and stuff. Is this really going to be a policy of the City of Ottawa? Are you really going to make sure that cycling and transit are integrated and are prioritized? Thank you.
I appreciate your question. I want to be really clear on this. I love cycling, however, it can't come at the expense of other forms of transportation. And the harsh reality is, we live in a northern city in a northern country. 7 months of the year it's unpleasant to cycle here. 5 months of the year it's dangerous to cycle here. And the fact is, the automobile is going to be a central part of our life for a while going forward. And however much that might offend you, the fact is we can't run our economy without people coming in here and getting to their jobs and doing their work. And until that changes, there isn't going to be a viable solution for you. But the bike rack thing on the buses, That would drive me crazy too, and there's no excuse for that.
Thank you, Mr. Syed.
Yeah, I think the OC Transport need to improve their buses to have the bike racks. There is no question about that. And I looked at the Ottawa cycling plan, which is 2013. There are some gaps in the plan. I think we can address those plans. There are no repair shops along the bike paths, and I think that is one of the concerns that we might have to look into it, because bikers are biking from remote areas, and you have a puncture tire. We should have some sort of communication with them, and I think there are other thing is we should have some sort of protocol between the pedestrians and the cyclists and the motorists in the busy intersections that we have, and that is not existing. It doesn't exist in the Ottawa cycling plan, so I think that could be improved upon. And basically, I support biking as a means of keeping healthy and an alternative means of transport compared to the cars. Thank you very much.
Well, let me begin by apologizing, because if the bike racks are supposed to be on until October, they should be on until October. And if you give me your coordinates, I will follow up and find out from John Manconi, the head of OC Transport, why that was not the case. And I just think, no one in life is perfect. That was obviously a mistake and a frustrating one for you, because we want to encourage people. And my view is we should be keeping the racks on as long as possible. The second issue is with respect to cycling as a priority. It is a priority. It has to be a priority. This is not, again, a nice thing to do. Cities around the world are seeing the economic benefit, the environmental benefit, the health benefit of people cycling. Now, I don't expect someone who lives in Dunrobin or Fitzroy Harbour to be commuting downtown every day. That's probably not going to happen that often. But the bulk of the people who live in the urban core should have easy access and safe access to routes east, west, north, and south on cycles. We've seen, sadly, far too many white ghost bikes around the city. We've all seen them. Colonel By at Bronson, Riverdale Avenue, downtown, just by the CBC office on Queen Street. And these are constant reminders to me, as a politician, that we have a lot more work to do, and to simply be dismissive of cycling as sort of a nice thing to do once in a while is really out of touch, Mike, with what's going on in the new city of Ottawa.
Okay, next question, please.
Hi there. My name is Angela, and I'm sort of a middle-aged, middle-class citizen of Ottawa, approaching 50. I have 2.0 kids. I'm a homeowner since 1993, and I've been paying property taxes for a bit over 20 years. And I'm also a small business person. I spent 9 months of the past year carrying a massive credit card balance of over $10,000 in debt, which totally goes against where I want to be, how I manage my finances. The reason why this happened is because we decided to upgrade our furnace, which was way overdue. And we bought a high energy efficiency furnace, and the loan from the TD Bank, which was supposed to be offering equity-based credit for energy retrofits, fell through because I had a startup business, and well, they don't like that very much when you're a new business owner. I think that this is a big structural problem. We've already heard from Janice about energy retrofits and how we could have structural help from the city for these kinds of situations, where we're improving the value of the home, we're reducing carbon footprints. There's really concrete things that the city could be doing to help homeowners who also want to do the right thing for climate change. So my question is, I think that climate change is the biggest problem confronting our generation, and I think that a mature mayor and city council doesn't shy I'd like to know whether, as mayor, you would be willing to make climate change as one of your term of council priorities and use that as a cross-cutting driver with budget to do something about this issue.
Very good.
Second.
Well, I'm sad to hear about your personal issues and the amount of debt that everyone carries in the city and the property taxes that keep on increasing year after year. And if you have time, go to the website. We have a 2014 budget which has been adapted by the council in last year. And if you look at the website, basically you're giving property taxes to the tune of $1.4 billion. And if you go to look at the expenses of the city, the salary, wages, and benefits are $1.4 billion, almost equal to the property taxes that you're paying. Not only that, there is a $40 million overtime that is being incurred by the city staff. So I think as a city council, as a city mayor, I think we have to make better use of your tax dollar. Overtime can be removed, more people can be hired at lesser income. And coming to the question, yes, I will support aggressively the climatic changes to be countered with a proper policy plan. Thank you very much.
Mr. Watson, please.
The short answer to your question about a council term of priority, yes, it will be, because it's part of the process that goes to the next council. It's forwarded, the GHG report is forwarded to the next council, and I would support that as a term of council priority. I'm not going to mislead you though, but the plan does not include the low interest or no interest loan program for retrofits. What we decided to do instead was to take those dollars and put them into Ottawa community housing properties for energy retrofits and appliance retrofits and so on, to make those units more energy efficient, because in many instances these buildings are coming up at 40 and 50 years. They were many of them originally not constructed particularly well. These were all downloaded from other governments to the city. So I believe that our priority should be trying to help those individuals who are the lowest income individuals in the city living on community housing, to ensure that they have safe, energy efficient properties and homes to live in.
Mr. McGuire, final.
Angela, no, it's not a priority for me. I'm not hearing this at the door, and you may have guessed that. I tell you what I am hearing. I'm hearing